you guys just kind of walking around the mall. There's there's just kind of all the shutdown stores you expect to see in a mall. There's a shoe store. There's Eternally 35. There's a Swell Buys. Like I said, all of them shut down. You see some plants for decoration that look like they need to be watered. Like you're probably walking through this mall for we'll say like half hour, better part of an hour, and like you see one security guard on it's not Ski-Doo, brain. That item is not a Ski-Doo.
Segway.
Segway, thank you. Good God, I need coffee. So yeah,
it's a Ski-Doo now. It has to be.
But yeah, so you see one security guard on a
Segway.
So we've got Paul Blart.
Yeah, Paul Blart zooming by. Barely gives you guys a second glance. And this whole time has Colton had a Topaz Cowboy out to a dowsing rod around.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Using my cow like a sniffer dog.
Yeah. So yeah, like as you're walking down the mall, Topaz Cowboy stops abruptly and kind of like grabs you by the shoulder to stop you. And when you turn around and look at him, he is facing towards a closed down, very much like an off-brand Chuck E. Cheese. So, like, it's called Pete's Primate.
PPs.
It is a Pete's Primate Pizza. The little, like the sign is still there, but it has been out of use for some time and it's a bit faded. But yeah, there's like a green gorilla wearing like a red t-shirt on the sign. And yeah, like I said, the building is all shuttered up. Like you could still see through the shutters.
I need you to know that I am having JoJo's flashbacks to the orangutan. And I am scared.
Well, luckily, as you kind of peer through the shutters, you don't really see anything in there that's not like an old dust-covered like booth or like an empty prize counter or a handful of arcade and like games that are just out of commission. But yeah, like you see nothing in here, but Topaz Cowboy is definitely like sniffer dog pointing towards this direction.
Are there any cameras around?
Yes. As for whether or not they are functioning or if someone's looking at them, impossible to tell.
Yeah.
But you said that it's like shuttered, right?
Yes.
I'm a strong boy. I can break some shutters.
Well, how tightly shuttered?
It is shuttered in the way that a building that has closed is shuttered. Like it's tightly shuttered enough to potentially alert security if someone's trying to heck it up.
It's one of those like metal doors, like the metal pull-down doors.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yes, but could a rat fit through it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Can you also theoretically summon Moonlight Prestige on the other side of the door? Like, they can go through stuff, right?
Yes, you were able to force Topaz Cowboy through a front door. So you do have a precedent for at least willing these things to be somewhat insubstantial.
Let me roll an intelligence. You know what? That's a 3. That's decent. Okay.
Yeah, I'm very much running Colton's intelligent rolls on a percentage base.
Yeah.
It's on a graded curve.
Yeah.
His learning from everyone around him. He got sassy because he's been around Florence. This town is corrupting him.
Oh boy.
Do we think that, well, so Obi's probably not in there, and he points to the primate pizza place. At least not here. Maybe we could go and get one of those compact mirrors from Shauna, and, could use that to get in? Because, maybe he's on the other side of this place. You get what I'm saying?
Do you think that this gate is a door?
Maybe? Are there any scorch marks nearby?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and write off that previous 3. Looking around, you don't notice any scorch marks. Just the regular wear and tear of a building with low upkeep.
Well, if we got in, we probably could get back. We'd just have to maybe get, a bunch of mirrors. I mean, Shauna said that we could use them one way each, right? Like, we could get one to get there and then use one to get back.
But isn't there only one mirror?
Well, I don't know. Maybe she's got more than one.
And do they break after one use, or was that one just broken?
Well, she said one-way trip, so I mean, they probably break. But, I mean, how else are we going to get in there?
I
Because,
mean,
well, we're trying to find Obi, right? This whole weird stuff that's going on with Zach, that's just maybe associated stuff that I don't really understand. That guy needs some psychiatric help. That's all I'm saying.
but he had something to do with the explosion, which is when Obi went missing.
Exactly. So, if Shauna knows about this stuff, and whatever's going on with the mildly untrustworthy guy that she's meeting us with, maybe they can help us get here.
So are you suggesting that we sit down and eat pizza until Shauna's done and then go get a mirror?
I guess? I mean, do you want to break into this place in the middle of the day with a security guard rolling around? I don't.
I'm just imagining
I already broke into 2 houses this week. My poor heart can't take any more of this.
I'm just imagining like a Avengers post credit scene while we're all sitting at the food court and just like silently eating and
runs off
waiting.
with food poisoning.
Just silently yelling at each other over the table.
I was just imagining, like, while you were talking about the security guard still being here, just like you guys are physically able to see him like down a quarter of a mile on the other side of the mall, still putt-putting on his segway.
Just going slowly. Every now and then there's just we meet each other's eyes.
The Barbaros guy is now just cleaning the table one over from us, but he's been cleaning the same spot for this whole conversation.
Yeah, and like looking at this kid, he's dead inside. Like, he is not retaining any information about what you guys are saying.
I think I have an idea to not destroy the gate, but to get it out of our way.
What is that?
Oh, well, I was just wondering if that was something that you would be interested in.
Well, yeah, but do we want to do it now while there's, like, witnesses?
Oh, which witness? That kid? You paid him $5. He's not going to say anything.
I mean, I did mean the security guard. They're a little bit harder to bribe.
But he's like on the other side of the mall, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like you can see him from here. He is, like I said, a quarter of a mile away.
Is he facing us?
You know what? Roll me a D2. 1, he is. 2, he's not. He's not facing you.
Can I... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna go off the rails.
Okay, before we do that, can I use Topaz Cowboy to petrify his Segway so it breaks?
He is unfortunately way out of your range.
Okay, fair. I do have a pretty crappy range.
Yeah.
Dang it.
You'll get him on the next pass.
This is the part where I annoy the DM.
Oh, go for it. I'm
Love
excited.
that.
What is your plan?
So, my ability is reverse direction.
Mm-hmm.
So, the force that is holding this door down, or this shutter down, is gravity.
Yeah.
Which is going in a downward direction.
That is true.
So if I were to reverse that direction...
Yeah, spend your anima point and, let's see, roll int and power.
All right.
Needless to say, you're going to want a high roll on this.
Int and power or int and range, which is my attack thing?
Int and power, because you're specifically using your anima's ability for this. Oh, that is good. Okay, so for nothing to go off without a hit, it was a 12.
Oh no.
But, so, okay, so expend your anima point. So, Moonlight Prestige hops off your shoulder, runs up and taps the shutter, and immediately you guys see it ratchet up 6 inches before it catches on the locking mechanism, and then it starts shaking, and you hear a very silent metal straining sound, and followed by a snap, and then the shutter just goes straight up.
Okay, so my 10 did work.
Yes.
How loud was it?
Loud enough that you definitely checked on the security guard. But he does not seem to have reacted.
And is he still facing away?
Yes.
I walk in.
Door's locked.
I don't walk in.
So yeah, because this is a store in a mall, it does have a door. And said door is locked.
Wait.
Now wait just a second.
Was the door not the shutter thing?
No, the shutter's on the outside of the door.
How many... Okay. Rewind, because I know that you've probably not been in a mall. We did vaguely walk through a mall to get to a movie theater. But on your way through that mall, did you see anything with a door, or were they just open storefronts?
I'm thinking of the mall in my hometown, which has doors and the shutters.
That is such a weird idea.
Yeah, because I'm also thinking of the malls here, and some stores have doors.
Am I the weird one?
Arkansas is its own country, John.
I think you're the weird one. But see, the doors that we have, if they're doors, they're sliding doors, like the automatic ones.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just have security beepers and then a shutter.
Yeah, look up a Google image search of the interior of malls, because
No,
I'm gonna fight you on this.
Okay,
And I will
mall
take
interior.
you to the mall that we technically work at.
The gangs up on the DM.
Yeah.
Arkansas is proved to be its own country.
Yeah, Arkansas is kind of its own, like, biome.
Mall
Okay,
store.
let's see.
Mall store.
Mall store closed.
But, like, I've definitely seen mall stores that have doors.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
these for like jewelry stores usually.
I'm looking at a JCPenney right now with closed doors. And a shutter. Okay, you know what? How about this?
Roll a D2.
Yeah, I'm going to roll a D2. A 2, you guys are right. A 1, I'm gonna be.
Okay, but like the outward facing doors, like the doors that you would get through from the parking lot would usually have doors, but like the interior.
I understand, but I have personally seen shutter door store inside of a mall.
To be fair, I think we're also picturing, like, my bedroom's door where it's wood with a handle. Like, that's what I'm picturing when you say door. But
Oh,
you're
no,
saying...
It's glass. Like, it is a
Yeah,
glass
like-
door. Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that places.
Okay, so 1, I'm right. 2, you're right. God loves America.
Hey!
Okay,
Democracy!
Then why walk in?
Okay, Florence walks on in. You are now in this old, dusty, gorilla and rainforest themed, like, children's pizza place. Like, it's kind of creepy.
So we've just
Oh,
walked into
no.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Effectively, yeah.
Why have you done this?
You
That game is
walked
from
in!
that game is from earlier in the decade. You can't do this now. It's not topical.
No, FNAF is always topical.
So I'm just gonna start looking around.
Okay. Yeah, give me a int check and int plus range if you're doing a junction and sending out a. Oh,
I got a
Jesus.
12 on an int check.
Okay. Good. Does anyone else want to help, or is Florence just going off on his own?
I'm distracted by pizza.
Tammy's gonna stand watch, so if the security guard does come, she can act like a concerned citizen about the gate malfunctioning.
Okay. You know what? Okay, Tammy, you give me a dex for like getting ready to just get everyone out of here. Like,
8.
oh, that's real good. Okay, so yeah, Tammy has lookout just down pat, and yeah, Colton, as you're going in to investigate, like, the pizza hits. Like, oh boy, maybe it was a bad idea.
It was still worth it.
Florence.
Oh, one more thing that can I take off one of my earrings and just drop it on the floor?
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Okay,
So-
that is stated.
So what kind of earring is Florence rocking today?
So, he's got like these 2 dangly earrings, and they're like shaped like swords.
Amazing. Okay. So, Florence, you're going through, you're walking around, are you using your phone as a flashlight, or are you trying to keep as low a profile as possible?
I'm trying to keep a moderately low profile, just in case the. Well, actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna use my phone flashlight.
Okay. Okay, so you whip out your flashlight and you're looking around. Nothing with the games, nothing with the arcade, nothing around the prize counter. But as you're making your way to the back of this pizza place, you find the employees only area, and yeah, like the the employees only door opens no problem. And as you poke your head in and look around, you can see the manager's office from where you are at the basically just like at the employee's entrance door. And checking down that hallway, you do definitely see some scorch marks around the manager's door.
Okay. And is there anything in the prize counters?
Nope, they have been emptied. If you had to make a guess, you'd assume that those were the first things gone when this place was going out of business.
Okay, so he's going to scurry back, and then he's still inside the store, but he's gonna motion for Tammy and Colton to hurry up and follow him.
Like as he's motioning you guys in, Tammy, with your lookout roll, you do see that the guard is reaching the other end of the mall. So you guys probably just have a couple minutes before he turns around and starts making his way back this way.
Let's hustle.
He's going. Yeah. Should we close the door behind us?
Probably.
All right. Tammy gonna pull down the shutter.
Okay. So yeah, Tammy pulls down the shutter. It's a bit awkward to do until Moonlight Prestige dissipates its ability. And at that point, you kind of have to like brace yourself for it. But
She's
yeah, yeah. She's a fit little whittle, so she can get that lowered without any issue. And now you guys are inside of the creepy children's pizza parlor and kind of gated in. Now what?
So I'm gonna tell them, hey, I found where the door is. Follow me back into the employees only area.
So you guys all follow?
Yeah.
All right. You guys are in the employees only area.
And we'll shut the door behind us so that if the guard looks in, he won't see like the employees only door open.
Okay.
And I'm using my flashlight to give us light because I imagine that the electricity isn't on in this area. Like they got the circuit breaker shut down or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go over to where I saw the scorch marks.
All right. Yeah, looking around the edge of the door frame, you definitely see the same obsidian-like scorch marks that seem to coincide with the doorways that you guys have encountered so far.
So he, oh sorry.
No, you go.
So he looks back and he says, "So are we all gonna touch this and go on through?"
I guess. I mean, do we just walk through it?
What is Topaz Cowboy reacting to it at all?
That's a good question, actually.
Topaz Cowboy, like, as soon as you guys came into the employees only area, like, he turned to face the door, and like his whole head is just kind of tracking the door regardless of where he's moving. So he is just locked onto this doorway.
All right. Can he open it, or does one of us have to?
Who's to say?
I'm gonna open it and get him to open it at the same time.
Okay, so you get.
Phone.
So yeah, you guys see a Topaz Cowboy kind of superimposed over Colton as both of them open the door at the same time, and you see a out of use manager's office.
Dang it.
Florence walks through.
You are now in a out-of-use manager's office.
Closing the door, saying open sesame, and opening the door again.
You see Florence standing in an office.
Can I start just opening opening the desk drawers and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, what you find is a lot of empty. There's some receipts. They're old and faded. Yeah, you see some just miscellaneous paperwork and what have you. Probably a couple of like employee checks that never bothered to come grab their final paycheck, but
Yeah,
know,
so he's looking at all of this. He's looking at the dates on the receipts. He's looking at the names on the employee checks. He's looking at the paperwork.
okay. Give me a int check.
$11. Give me an int check, he says.
Dang.
To Florence, Florence
Galaxy Brain de la Fontaine.
Florence Tourism Board champion.
Yeah, so going through the paperwork, there's not a lot here that's helpful. Yeah, like for a fact that this place has been closed down for about 2.5 years. The paperwork you're finding is like dating back upwards of 6 months from when it closed down. The checks or the names on the check, yeah, they're yeah, like you memorize the name, but like the name doesn't like ring any bells to you. And also the check is just so far out of date that like no way that thing would ever be able to be cashed again. Receipts, like I said, they're faded.
Checks have expiry dates?
Yeah, I believe 6 months after they're signed, or 6 months after they're issued. Am I wrong about this? Have I been lied to by Walmart?
I thought it was
No, it might just work differently in Australia.
Okay. What were you saying, Hillary?
I thought it was like a year afterwards.
Oh, okay. I've always been told 6 months, so that's why I'm going with.
See, then again, I haven't had a check in.
Yeah. Who has physical checks anymore?
So, personal, business, and payroll checks are good for 6 months. Some businesses have void after 90 days pre-printed on their checks.
Huh.
But in any case, I'm just gonna like take pictures of the things with my phone just in case it might be relevant at a future date.
All right.
Because we love a filing system.
We do.
And so Zach's name isn't on any of the checks or anything. There's no like crazy connection, right?
No, there's like as far as you can figure out, there is nothing that is directly tying this place to Zach, or to Obi or Mark for that matter. Like there are zero connections to be had at this date with this information.
Mm-hmm.
That is what your 11 gets you.
So and, he's gonna sigh. He just sighs. That's the end of the sentence.
So yeah, like as you guys are rummaging around and taking pictures and sighing, like you do faintly hear outside the of a passing by segway.
Does it sound like it's stopping or that it's going?
No, it sounds like it's still going. Just letting you guys know that there is a security guard nearby.
That's the sound cue we have to listen to make sure that he's pathing past.
Yeah.
I really thought that the door would take us to the other world.
Well, how did we get there last time?
I sort of just touched it and it, sort of it it happened.
Well, did you touch the door or did you touch the burn marks?
It happened so fast. I don't remember. I thought I was just touching. It was plywood, if I remember correctly.
So,
Maybe
if
you try opening the
anyone
door.
wants to give me a low stakes intelligence roll, I can tell you exactly what happened that day. Or at that moment.
I was gonna say it was so long ago, I don't remember.
Okay, we're sitting at a 3 for Colton, a 3 for Tammy. We're gonna get a hat trick. Oh my lord. Your dice are rigged.
Yeah, so that's another 11 from Florence.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
That's another 11 from Florence.
Yeah. Just had to ruin the hat trick. So, yeah, Colton and Tammy don't really... Yeah, like Florence said, it was too fast to really figure out what happened. But Florence, as you're thinking about it, you realize that whatever happened to bring you guys to the other world seemed to have originated within the antique shop that you guys were standing near. Yeah, like what had happened was a flash of light and a shockwave. And the next thing you guys noticed, you were in Mirage.
Yes, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that it was a coincidence that I had touched the door around the same time it happened. It might not have been me at all.
So we probably do need one of the mirrors, or someone else who can... Can Moonlight Prestige do something?
So, Moonlight Prestige.
Like, he reverses stuff, right?
Well, yes, he does.
Can he reverse which area the door goes to? I don't know.
I mean, I've only ever used it on directions, like making something fall upward or tossing something in the opposite direction. I've never tried something like that, but that would be remarkable as a breakthrough if it could do something like that.
Only one way to find out, I guess.
Okay, so Florence is going to go back to the other side of the door so that he's on the same side of the door as everyone.
Okay. So, you are actively trying to perform an action that is outside of your anima's current abilities. So I'm going to say the DC for this is a 16. It is listed under target numbers as almost impossible. And we are going for the same int and power.
Okay, so there is what I have to roll max on both for this to succeed.
Yep.
Oh my god, it was a 13. That's very good, but no dice.
Yeah, like so yeah, you send Moonlight Prestige out to do something. And yeah, like you guys immediately get hit with vertigo as Moonlight Prestige is attempting to reverse where the door goes. And after a moment, like Moonlight Prestige stops and just kind of turns to look at Florence, and the feeling of vertigo slowly dissipates.
Does he give like a little rat shrug?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, it does its little squeaks that sound like wind chimes while it does it.
So Florence is gonna look at the other two and say, I'm sorry. I tried, but it doesn't look like I can quite do something like that.
Well, it was worth a shot. I guess we can just come back with, magic-y stuff.
Maybe Shauna will have a better idea or some information for us.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
At least we know something happened here.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to figure out a way to get out then.
Okay, so if you guys want to try and sneak out, I am going to want a group dex check for stealth.
Oof.
Yeah. And I'm going to set it at, we're going to average it out to 8 for the group dex check.
And Colton Granger coming in with the 1.
Listen, he's a big boy.
And I got a 4. Take us home, Tammy.
Come on,
That's a 6.
Hang on. What's the actual average there? So what's 11 divided by 3?
That would be 3.75.
Jesus, I can't even do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
No, you're pretty close. It's 3.6 repeated.
Ha! Okay, so yeah, you guys stealthily go up to the front, and like you don't get much like way of looking down the hallway one way or the other with the gate down. So yeah, Tammy and Colton, you guys work on raising the gate up. As you guys are exiting, you hear from down the hall a little ways, like, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And
is he close enough for me to petrify him?
You know what? I will say he is close enough that you can petrify his segway.
Yes.
So
what do I roll for that again?
Let's see, you are a defense type. So let's see. Page 26. That is a strength and defense +2.
17.
Yeah, so when he yells that and you guys all look, Topaz Cowboy just darts out, kind of just punches the one of the wheels of the Segway. Like, not hard enough to send it flying, but enough to jostle it. And as it's jostled, you guys kind of see it like the saturation of the whole Segway kind of drain. And then it's like the Segway just stops. But the guy still has his momentum of driving the Segway as fast as it can towards you. And so he just wipes out head over heels. And when he comes to a stop, he is splayed against one of these, like mall benches nearby. And he is frantically like struggling to get up. It is like watching a turtle trying to right itself.
Can I say that I picked up the earring again?
Yeah.
Okay. So, kind of look at Colton and be like, book it?
Yeah, let's go.
So yeah, you guys book it from the middle distance as you're hightailing it out of there. You just hear "No, you lost! Stop right there! What were you doing in there?" And yeah, you are. Yeah, you make it without incident back to Mark's truck, and make it right back onto the road just as quickly. Are there any other crimes you lot would like to commit before going back to meet Shauna?
No, we're good.
Commit no more crimes ever, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
We get 3 a day.
Yeah, one each.
3 a days keep the doctor away.
Yeah. Felonies a day keep the cops at bay. Wait. All right. So, yeah, you guys lay low for the next couple hours. Yeah, as of now, your actions have not received any consequences. And soon enough, we'll say that Florence has Shauna's number, like, just from the business you guys have concluded in the past. And yeah, she lets you guys know to head on up. And it's starting to get later in the evening at this point, probably around 7 or 8. And yeah, you guys roll up to Elizabeth's Eldritch Encounters. You see Shauna standing out front. She has a messenger. She has a pretty packed messenger bag with her, and has one of those real classic umbrellas, what with the curved handle.
So she's gonna be Mary Poppins.
Yeah, she kind of has a gothic Mary Poppins.
You know what? I'm into that.
And yeah, as you guys show up, she's like, okay, I managed to reach out to Grift, and he has agreed to meet with you a lot. So yeah, right this way. And
Wonderful.
she turns and taps the handle of her door with the hook of the or the handle of the door of her shop with the hook of the umbrella, and you see from the handle outwards, the door goes from a glass storefront door into like this immaculately carved like marble door with gold trims and like a really in-depth kind of world tree looking design on the front.
So although we as characters do
Mhm.
not recognize this,
Nope.
would we as players recognize this as being similar to a certain end credit scene from the last session?
Yes. You as players with god knowledge would know that this is a very similar marble gold door.
To what?
The handle changes from a normal like push bar handle into a more into basically like a hand like reaching out for a shake. And she grips the hand doorknob, and it like in turn grips her hand, and she's like, okay, follow me. She opens the door and goes to step through, and you guys from where you're at, it is like it is like she is walking into a mirror, but like things are just weird on the other side. Like there's some MC Escher building.
It's a mirage?
Yep. This is definitely the underworld, or the other world, which you guys have been informed is Mirage.
Oh. Well,
So,
I really wish she had told us that before we broke into that pizza shop, but...
does Florence say that out loud?
Oh, yes.
She stops and turns on her heels, and she's like, wait, what?
We were looking for Obi. We didn't know that you had a way to get into Mirage. We just sort of went off on our own for a little bit.
I would have told you if I expected you guys were. Just get in here.
Yeah, Florence walks in.
I'll go last.
Okay. Tammy's in the middle. So yeah, you guys. Yeah, as you guys pass the threshold, like you do feel a similar sense of vertigo as what Moonlight Prestige caused back at the pizza place, but it's not as intense as that. But yeah, as you look around, the basic layout of the streets outside of Eldritch Encounters is mirrored from what you've previously seen. Some of the nearby buildings are made of substances such as crystals, meat, or some kind of a solid vapor-looking object. Like, well, not solid, but like shaped. Yeah, like the last time you were in this world, the sky is pinkish red with black clouds, and there is a static feeling kind of permeating the air. As you actually have time to observe your surroundings, not fight for your life, you actually don't see a sun or a moon. The one like source of light you can see is far off to what on in Portsmouth would have been the west, but since you're in like this weird mirror town, it might be the east. Hard to tell, but yeah, just this blinding beam of light stretching off into the sky. Yeah, so Shauna motions you guys to follow her. As you are walking down the sidewalks, there are other inhabitants who are milling about the streets and sidewalks, just like normal people. But you can only really describe them as monsters. You recognize a pack of giants, being the horrible little gnomes that they are. As you watch them, they are sprinting like mad, and behind them appears to be a cloth mannequin wearing a police uniform chasing after them. It's blowing a whistle. You don't know how. It doesn't have facial features. But yeah, it's blowing a whistle and it's shaking its fist at them as it's chasing them. There's these bulking headless creatures with arms for legs and guns for hands. There are these massive dog-like creatures with the heads and tails of a snake. And they're gracefully navigating the crowds when they're not just crawling up and over walls and buildings. And other things you notice are these small little creatures. They're about fist-sized. Okay, I should rephrase this. They're about Colton's fist size. They look like fairies that are little pink upside-down pears. All of them look sad. All of them that you see.
Aww.
And you even spot a couple of the gorilla wolves just kind of milling about.
Can I see Zach anywhere?
Give me a int or dex roll, I'll say.
Good Dex. I'm slightly, but never mind.
You do not. You're kind of distracted by everything that's going on around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shauna's just marching forward like she owns the place. How are the rest of you reacting to all this?
Can I roll charisma to keep my cool?
Certainly.
That's a 6.
You're sweating.
But it's like if you're looking close, you can tell I'm not cool. But like, you know, I'm heads high, but I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna keep close to Shauna as she walks and click his dang heels all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, like as Florence is like, yeah, since he's the one that's closest to Shauna, like she is actually unbothered by all this. Like she is portraying the feeling that, or she is embodying the feeling that Florence is trying to portray. And how is Tammy doing?
I was gonna say Tammy is not keeping her cool and is gawking openly.
So yeah, like as you guys are are passing, like whenever you guys are passing one of these creatures, like they kind of like not really size you up, but like look you up and down like curiously, like, hey, what's this about? Yeah, like as you're going down the street, you definitely see some like cross the street like a half a block away from you just to keep going in the same direction to like politely avoid you. Yeah, as you guys are continuing, one of the headless gun hands kind of seems Tammy staring at him, and it's like, "What you looking at? Got a problem? You? What are you?"
She's just staring. So just keep walking.
Yeah. So yeah, like Shauna definitely like circles back to grab Tammy and just, like pick up the pace. And yeah, the headless thing gives you a very mature like, yeah, you better run. Yeah, so she leads you down the
saying that to Tammy, or are they like, is this just a reaction to Tammy staring at them, or is it kind of directed at all of us?
No, it was directed at Tammy for staring at him.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys make it down the street. The street is definitely more windy than it is in Portsmouth. And as you guys, yeah, like those of you who live in town, it's a bit weird to keep your internal like map of town with everything being mirrored. But you assume that you might be entering the historic district about where the college is in Portsmouth. If your like if your internal compass is correct, you have gotten to that kind of place here in Mirage, and as you get there, you come across this massive like open air market, like just a big old swap meet flea market type setup. Like it is the size of a city block, and there are animus of all types that are milling about. They've come to trade. They've come to buy with whatever currency they have. You see several actively haggling. Some that are just running in to get their stuff and then book it. But yeah, like as you guys like are approaching, like more than a handful of them like just look up and are staring at you. And yeah, Shauna kind of turns to face the rest of you and continues rolling in the direction that she has been with her Heelys, and says, "Welcome to the Goblin Market, everyone."
Ooh.
That's a great name.
Oh yeah, I wish I could take credit for it, but she kind of gestures at everything. It's what it was always been called.
So this is just a whole other world, huh?
She nods and like, yeah, they act like people.
Do they act like people, or are they people?
I'm going to say that I am not educated enough to answer that definitively.
And I want to also caution you to not say that again, because we are in their market and they might not take kindly to that sort of line of questioning.
What if they're people? Wouldn't they prefer to be thought of as people?
Shauna shrugs and says, "Have you ever called a random person an anima?"
No, because most people don't know what an anima is.
She finger guns at you and says, "Exactly. The average animus doesn't know what a person is. Like, for them, being an animus is the same for us being a person, as far as I can tell."
Well, yeah, then they have a yeah.
So, Florence is gonna summon Moonlight Prestige on his shoulder in that case.
So yeah, he does that, and it is shining a lot brighter than it does out on Portsmouth, and immediately, a handful of animus just look up and just kind of now they're kind of looking at you confusedly, more so than before. And as as you guys are walking by, you see one of these snake-headed dogs walk up, and as it walks up, you realize it is colossal. At the shoulder, it's about 6 feet tall.
So, Colton feels small.
Yeah. And its head it leans its head down at Moonlight Prestige, and then looks at you, Florence, and then looks back at Moonlight Prestige and says, "That is an adorable pet. Where did you get it?"
Yeah, I'm with him. So he got me from a different place, and you know, just giving him a bit of a ride.
Oh, it talks. That is a love.
So the guy's addressing Moonlight Prestige.
Yes.
Okay.
So it looks at Florence when he talks and says, "That is an amazing trick." It turns back to look at Moonlight Prestige. How did you get it to do that?
Can Florence think at Moonlight Prestige to make Moonlight Prestige do his little rapt chirps in response?
Let's see. I don't want to make you keep rolling int and power, so let's say you will roll. We will say charisma. Flat charisma roll.
Ooh, it's a 2.
So the rest of you see the worst ventriloquist act you've ever seen. So what does Florence attempting to say through Moonlight Prestige?
Yeah, he's just you know, you just gotta work with him a little bit and keep at it, and they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
It tilts its head back to Florence, and then narrows its eyes down at Moonlight Prestige, and is like, "Okay, I get it. You're too good to talk to me. Fine." And it raises back, or it pulls back its head to its full height, and just kind of irritably stomps off.
Yeah, Florence is already holding up hands conciliatorily, no, we didn't mean that.
It has fully ignored you. It is leaving.
Do either of you want to try this?
No, I mean, I don't think owls can speak.
I'll come up with a better line next time. I just thought that since they only know animus, they would prefer to see our anima.
But didn't Shauna say that animus were different to animal?
Yeah, but they look. My understanding is that they are evolutionarily, in whatever evolution that this exists, similar. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to see them, right?
I guess. But we can't see them in the normal world. We only see owls. So.
I have a legitimate question.
Yes.
Can ours not speak on their own?
You have not encountered one that speaks on its own.
Our animals can't. We've never heard any of them speak on their own.
You've never heard them speak on their own.
Okay.
They make noises sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me rephrase. You have never heard it speak English. they do make sounds similar to the animals that they seem to reflect, but yeah, none of them speak like humans, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
So yeah, like as you guys are having a conversation in this encounter with the big snake dog, you hear some heavy clops, and as you look, you see that Shauna is just sprinting back from down the street and comes to a skidding halt, and it's like, okay, when did you guys stop following me? I was like halfway to where we needed to go. Like, are you guys okay? Did you get lost?
I got stopped by a thing.
Which thing?
Florence is going to try and point out the massive creature who I imagine is, still visible.
She looks at that thing, and then she looks at a Moonlight Prestige, and then you, and then grabs your shoulders and says, did you tell it the truth? Did you tell it anything truthful?
Basically, I said nothing truthful.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, let's go. Let's go. We're going. Let's go. And yeah, she starts marching off, and as you guys are following her, she says, that, as far as I can tell, that thing is called a lie. Just straight up, that's what it embodies. If you tell it the truth, it will turn that back on you like a dagger.
Good to know.
So, what did you tell it?
Well, it was trying to talk to Moonlight Prestige, and I was saying that I was its pet, and that it found me someplace and trained me to speak.
Okay, that's pretty good. There is literally nothing it can do with that information.
I was just trying to tell it what I thought it wanted to hear.
Oh no, it wants to hear truths. It wants to hear truths so it can twist it. It is
wonderful.
Yeah, those in particular are real bad. Like she'll motion at one of the big hulking gun-handed ones and say, those are a close second because they're just angry. Like they embody like people's irritations, like at traffic, at taxes, at their neighbor for playing loud music. Like there is a maybe not too shocking amount of them milling about, but yeah, just try not to get on their bad sides.
Noted.
But yeah, she drags a lot of you through the Goblin Market, and eventually you come up to what is a actual proper tent instead of these little like tables with awnings above them. And she says, "Okay, my guy's in here. Come on." And you guys enter the tent, and on the in the tent is a like actual like store counter. Plenty of crates behind the counter, kind of making up. And standing between those is a creature that is perfectly spherical in like on its body. It has lanky arms and legs coming off of it. It is wearing a gray suit that is tailored to its body shape, and on the dead center on front of it is what appears to be a limestone mask of a small smiling face. And it kind of like looks at you all and sees Shauna. It's like, "Oh, Shauna! Oh, it's been too long." She's like, "Yep, sure has been, Grift." And she looks at you guys and she's like, "All right, everyone, this is Grift. He's a deals anima. He will probably try and screw you over if you make a deal with him."
Yeah, that Florence's eyes like narrow, and it's like random encounter music has started playing.
Yeah, the Grift like places one hand on its front under its head. Like, can't really say this thing has a chest, but yeah, it's kind of making like a dramatic pose, and it's like, "Oh, Shauna, you wound me." And she looks at him and is like, "You have not been holding up your end of the bargain, you little ball." It's like, "Okay, not actually my fault. So I'm technically not breaking our deal." And yeah, now you guys can see that she has narrowed her eyes and her random encounter music is playing. And he's like, okay. Look, like I said, it is not my fault that your shipment has not come in. It is Rage's fault. He stole my shipment. And you see Shauna pinches the bridge of her nose, and she's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, okay, so there's been a Rage. He's come down from, downtown, and he's decided that things belong to him so that he can sell it." And Sean's like, "Yeah, I know. I know how that works. Selling stolen goods. When did this happen?" And he's like, "Yeah, last week." And she looks like she's about ready to strangle this guy if he had a neck to strangle. And he kind of like throws his hands up and is like, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine because I can't get it back." He's like, "What do you mean you can't get it back? Have you seen me? I cannot physically fight anything." And
I'm sorry. I'd love to interject here, just real quick.
yes,
Your name is Grift, is that correct?
that is correct. It's a pleasure to meet you. Can I do anything for you?
So, can we trust anything you say?
Of course! I am offended. I'm a businessman, and I stick to my deals.
He's gonna, like, glance over at Shauna.
She, like, walks over to him, and, like, she puts her hand on top of his body. And, like, now that she's next to him, you get the feeling that he's about 4 feet tall. Like, he's not a terribly large creature. And she picks him up and just spikes him into the ground. And you see him just start bouncing around the tent. And she's like, "Yeah, you can trust these guys about as hard as you can throw them." But like I said, they will try to do, like, any deal you make with them, they're going to try to make more in their favor than yours.
Here is my absolute gut reaction to this man, or this being, rather. I am worried that he has made a deal with someone else, and we're the grift that he's going to pull on them.
Everyone give me a quick dex check. DC 6.
7.
Finally, that's a 9.
7.
Okay, so as he is bouncing around, you guys do manage to duck, dodge, and weave to avoid getting bonked by this bouncing anima. Or animus.
So yeah, we're just kind of like dodging around the room and still like conversing.
Yeah. He eventually manages to grab onto his, like, drag, like, snap himself back, and he's like, "Miss Hamarch, that was uncalled for. And I can guarantee you that," he kind of motions at you, "you guys are not the Griff. Like, also,
Well,
if
of course
anyone,
we're not. You're a grift.
also, if at any point someone wants to, like, charisma check this guy, feel free to.
Well, I'll do that.
But yeah, he is,
Never mind, that's a 3.
You're taking this guy at face value.
Yeah. Colton's
yeah.
very trusting.
But yeah, he says, So, look, I have made a deal with Miss Hallmarch, and I cannot renege on that deal in any meaningful way. So, how can this best be explained? I know. You, sparkly one. And he'll point at Florence. I will trade you a unit of your currency for my tie.
No, thank you.
I am trying to do an example here. He will swivel to Colton. I will trade you a unit of your currency for my tie.
Sure. I mean, I don't really wear ties, but do you even have use of our money?
Not at all.
Okay. I'll give him $1.
So yeah, he takes the dollar and is like, okay, I am now reneging on my deal. And he folds up the dollar and he puts it in his coat pocket. And as he takes his hand away from his coat pocket, you watch it just bend in half, and then in a half again. And his body just kind of starts contorting towards folding into that hand. And he's like, okay, so
Colton is very disturbed.
we grifts take physical harm when we go back on our deal. And it will scramble at its tie and just kind of tear it off and throw it at Colton, and then it just boop, right back to normal. And it's like, I would be a cube on the ground if I was willingly not performing the duties of our deal. So I cannot provide Miss Hallmarch with her goods, as I do not have them, as they were taken from me. But
Then shouldn't you already be folding in on yourself?
no, because I am not willingly doing it. I would be happy to give Miss Hallmarch her goods back, but I can't. Because, for one, the rage took them, and for two, I don't know where he is. So even if I wanted to steal my stuff back, I don't know where to go. He kind of glances as much as a spherical creature can over to Shauna and says, okay, you told me you wanted information, but this feels like a shakedown. Are you trying to shake me down? And she's like, no, I did come here for information. I am upset.
I might have been here for a shakedown.
Okay, he might have been here for a shakedown. I'm still furious at you that you haven't gotten me back, but we are here for information. And like I said before, the grift has a face made out of a limestone mask. And when she sees that, you kind of hear rock on rock grinding as the little smile on the mask just grows. And he's like, oh, I think we can work a deal out then. And we will end the session here. I actually did not expect you guys to find Pete's Primate Playhouse as quickly as we did.
And just
What
break
does
in.
that mean? Is Pete's Primates play? God damn, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, it is.
Pete's Primate Playhouse?
I will tell you at this point, you did unlock a story location.
Okay.
Just like you unlocked the magic shop.
Yeah.
There's a dot on the map now for it.
Yeah, you have a fast travel point to Area 7.
Location discovered.
So, yeah, besides my inability to speak, how was it for everyone?
Yeah, really good.
Oh boy.
Except for me being mildly sick.
Yeah, we're all just having it rough today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just started
Okay.
falling asleep like an hour ago.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up with the social stuff. We are on episodes are on Podbean, Spotify, I believe Amazon and Apple Music. Episodes are posted simultaneously on my YouTube channel, Crims Bacon. Crims Bacon is also the name of the Twitter and Tumblr I can be reached at. And anyone else want to throw in their socials?
Currently, my socials remain the same, which is a pain in the ass to spell, but it's Ashenheart. Fry, no E, K-R-I-E. Or you can find my writing Twitter at ATLondon4.
Julian still exists within the nebulous void of uncontactable nebulitude.
You can find me nowhere.
You must use smoke signals or wind chimes.
I will accept carrier pigeons and nothing else.
My Tumblr is lovely-hills.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see people next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Was I able to flag you down enough to see Hillary's message?
Yeah, I saw all the messages sent to me while I was trying to describe what the grift was doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, I may have come up with a backup character, just in case.
Oh, I am excited.
Yeah, so with that, because I'm just working on it, is, like, anima wielder nobility a thing?
Well, it sounds like something that can be fun to mess around with.
The ancient bloodlines who have passed down these journals.
Yeah, and, like, have, like, land or estates in Mirage.
Oh, that sounds rad. Yeah, if either Colton dies or you guys decide to swap things up if we do a season 2, then yeah, I will 100% okay this.
Yeah. I even came up with, like, all 3 abilities.
Nice. Oh yeah, I was also going to say this, because I love shooting myself in the foot. I will allow one singular person to play a non-human anima user if we do a season 2. But yeah, I'm glad people had fun.
Yeah, I just came up with an idea for an alternate character too.
Oh boy.
But it was actually, it was before you said the thing about the non-human.
And now it's a duck.
No.
Be a little wooden duck.
I was gonna play a magical girl.
Yes!
Yeah!